Hey, what's up, guys? Long time no see. I've been super busy. But here we are, back with some Jujutsu Kaisen recaps. We are going to start off. We have a lot to catch up on. We're gonna start with episode 17. I have a really amazing memory, and all of this stuff, it really just stuck with me. So, this is all straight from my brain. It's just coming off. It's just coming out. So, episode 17. We have the other first year girl. If you forget who she is, she's right next to me. She's fighting the witch lady, and they just kind of talk. They just have a little girl chat about girls being baddies, being sorcerers, being cool as hell, because they're really awesome. And then we have a twin fight. Also, who's surprised? Who's surprised that the twins are arguing and fighting? Raise your hand if you're surprised. Keep those hands down. Anyways, episode 18 now. We have Spiky. He's fighting the arrow guy. The archer guy. Not arrow guy. Excuse me. Fighting Archer. Don't remember if we talked about it. He, manipulates his blood, blah, blah, blah. He's, weird. He's weird. He's a freak. And his blood is kind of freaky also. And then we, surprise! This guy shows up. He's just he's just a guy.
Just an ordinary girl. Sometimes I'm lazy, I get bored, I get scared, I feel ignored.
He's just a little plant guy. Yeah, he just kind of shows up, and then the talk guy, he runs away, and then runs into. These aren't my notes. I mean, my brain. This isn't my brain. I'm guessing this just means that he ran away from. Okay, pause. He talk guy ran away from this plant guy and ran into Spiky and Archer. Fact checker right here. Anyways, now we're on to episode 19, which I remember so well. It's like it just happened. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Confirmation about the last part. Now, Archer, Spiky, and Talk Guy are all attacking and running away. And then, Talk Guy, since he's a big talker, his throat gets dry. But only because he did good. Plant Guy goes, and now his throat's dry from carrying the weight of the whole show. He's the coolest character. Anyways, now green-haired lady shows up, sword breaks, huge fight, not ending well. And then she pulls out this staff, okay? This one right here. This staff. And she's like, this is kind of gross to hold. Remember this. Remember it. This is a threat. It doesn't end well. It really doesn't end well for any of them. Until Pinky and Woman Lover show up. Well, kind of. Woman Lover, he's really mad at Pinky because Pinky's kind of he's just kind of there. He's not really that good. But he could be good, but he's not. So Woman Lover's really mad at him. So, sorry. And Woman Lover is like, hey Pinky, Black Flash, which is sick as hell. It's just like super strong punch. And then like after you hit one of them, you're locked in. Um, and doing more than one is better because obviously, if you punch more, it's better. But there's a limit because you can't be so strong all the time. Hence, talk guy's throat getting sore. Um, so the record for Black Flash most in a row is 4. It's held by the blonde guy. Pinky just tied it his first try. God, that's kind of rough. Anyways, now we're to episode 20. I'll be back after a quick commercial break. Alright, today's video is sponsored by Sour Patch Kid cookies. So I will be rating and reviewing them right here for you guys. We are going to start with the blue one. So packaging, it's a Ziploc bag. It's a little crumbled. It's a little crumbled. Not ideal. Let me open it up and we'll give it a taste. All right, I have a little piece off. Let's start with the smell. It smells like a Sour Patch Kid. And it looks like a cookie. All right, let's give it a taste. It's really good. Okay, here's an update. It's been like 30 seconds since I stopped filming. The aftertaste is really amazing. Really good. I really loved that. That was really delicious. Anyways, now we're gonna get into the red one. So again, let's start with the packaging. I'm really disappointed with this. It's not even it's hardly a cookie anymore. It's just crumbs. Let's open it up and give it a taste. Alright, here we go. I have a little piece. Again, it smells just like a Sour Patch Kid. I'm really excited for this bite. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really excited. Alright. And I thought the first one couldn't be beat. Wow, this is really... This is heaven in cookie form. Wow. Everybody go out and buy the Sour Patch Kid cookies today before they run out. It's worth the money. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed today's sponsors. Anyways, now we're on to episode 20. Woman Lover uses his technique, which is where he can swap places with someone. He's kind of freaky like that. Which, if you remember, I don't remember which episode we were talking, but I don't remember if we talked. Okay. I'm pretty sure I talked about it. I don't remember which episode it was in, but when I think it was Pinky and the archer guy, they swapped places when they were all like trying to kill Pinky. Do you remember? Do you remember? Anyways, um, big fight going on. Um, and then the barrier. I don't remember if I even brought it up. I don't think I did. The barrier. It was meant to keep Gojo out for a reason. It breaks, and Gojo he locks in as he does. And then we found out that while this whole fight was happening and this plant guy was kind of being like a little shit disturber, Frankenstein, Frankie, if you will, or Frank, his friends call him Frank. He stole like a whole bunch of fingers that were hidden away, and he stole like cursed items and stuff, which is like kind of messed up. Anywho, now we go into episode 21, which is really awesome. It's really important for like the lore of for the lore of the show. Like it's super crucial that you pay attention to this episode 21. But here's the rundown. Basically, they play baseball. Anyways, now we're on to episode 22. We find out about Spiky's sister. Spiky, Pinky, and the first year girl. They go to like this cursed bridge. The bridge, what happens is people get like marked and then they die a few days later after like doors open. It's kind of weird. And we find out that like Spiky's sister, she's in a coma because there's a whole lot of other shit going on with her. But she was likely cursed by this bridge because she was there around the same time that this was all happening. So like, it's not looking good for her. They do their thing as per usual. And then Frank, he kind of he's a weirdo. I really don't like Frank. He puts a cursed item into a human and he turns into some freak. And then we go episode 23. Big fight. Oh, this is the big fight at the cursed bridge. I think. Okay. So big fight. Megumi, Spiky, but now, unfortunately, I'm at the point where I'm starting to learn the names a little bit better. Megumi does his domain expansion. He can get a bunch of his animals instead of just one at a time. He hasn't quite perfected it, but like, it's sick as hell. And he is able to do that because he stopped being a loser. He stopped holding back. And then, okay, Gojo mentioned Megumi has a trump card that will kill him if he uses it, and he relies on that too much. I don't know. Anyways, episode 24, the fight ends. Pinky's upset because he killed someone. So he's sad. He's a little heartbroken. He's just a little sad guy. Gojo has an important mission. Somewhere in all of these episodes, I don't know where, it is mentioned that there's a traitor. Gojo thinks someone is leaking information. So someone's being a little bad. Anyways, that's the end of season 1. Which is kind of crazy. Like, what the heck? Season 1 already? Anyways, So next, I think technically it's the movie. Like people watch the movie now, not us. Now we watch the first 5 episodes, I think. Yeah. We watch the first 5 episodes and then we watch the movie. It's important for some reason. Well, I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later why it's important. So we're gonna go to season 2 now. Episode 1 of season 2. We start with this braid lady and this teacher lady. They're trapped in like this hallway that's never ending, which is kind of like scary because they just keep going and it doesn't ever end. They figured out because girl power, and then we see some familiar faces. Well, we already saw familiar faces. They were familiar faces, but now we see Gojo and Geto, or Forehead Stitch Guy. And they have a mission right now. They have to save and protect this girl. Here she is. Um, she is. She's basically gonna be a tree. She's gonna be this tree man who I cannot show a picture of yet because we haven't seen him. But basically, he's like really old. I think he's like 500 years old or something. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I can't fact check it. I will not be Googling it. And I suggest you do the same. Spoilers. So, basically, she's gonna like fuse with this guy who protects the school. Although, spoiler alert, he's kind of shit at it. He's kind of like he's not very good at protecting the school from intruders, which is I thought that was his whole thing. But anyways, this girl is like being hunted like crazy because I think people know that she's gonna be the tree guy, so they're like she has a bounty on her. I think, or like the equivalent of a bounty. So we like find out about some people that are trying to steal her from them. So they like rescue this girl. And in episode 2, they're fighting a bunch of people at the school where they found this girl. And her maid gets kidnapped, which kind of fucked up. Anyways, in episode 3, they all of a sudden they beat up the people who stole the maid, kidnapped the maid, and now she's back. We see young icon over here, young blondie. They're so close to being with the tree guy. They're so close. Until there's a little sneak attack by this guy right here. This guy. He might look a little familiar to you. And that's because he's Spiky's dad, who hates his son. But basically he shows up, sort of like kind of fighting. And this girl, she's like right there. She's about to be fused with this tree guy so that she can help protect the school because he's getting kind of old, so they're ready to fuse right now. Basically, um, they're right there, and she's finally like she's like okay, let's do it, and so like reaches his hand out and he's like all right, let's go, and they're gonna go and they're gonna do it. Anyways, then there's like a huge fight. No, there isn't. Anyways, now we're into episode 4. So clearly, if you didn't gather that vibe, the girl's dead. She's no longer with us. And in episode 4, Geto he's having a rough time. Forehead stitch guy, he's really having a hard time. But you'll notice he doesn't have forehead stitch yet. So he's forehead stitch guy pre-trauma. He he gets demolished by Spikey's dad. Spikey Senior, if you will. Then we have Gojo fighting him, learned his reverse curse technique stuff. He can like push, pull, all that fun stuff. He's locked in and kills Spikey's dad. And then like this worm, this worm that was following him around. I don't remember if this happens in this episode or the next one, but basically the worm is still alive, the worm curse, and he like crawls up to Ghetto, to Forehead Stitch Guy pre-trauma, and he's like, "Mother?" I don't know. And then we're gonna go into episode 5, which is the last one before the movie. Basically, Forehead Stitch Guy pre-trauma is like really depressed. He's really upset because he's kind of a loser. Those socks and sandals are really awful. Basically he's like so depressed that he goes to a village to like, well, I don't really know what's happening. These two girls, they were like, everyone hated them. Sorcerers. And so he like goes over there and he kills everybody in the village except for the two girls. They'll be important in a little bit. Well, like I say important, but they were just kind of there. Basically, he's just depressed and he kills everybody. And then there's like this really dramatic scene in front of a KFC where Gojo and Geto are like arguing, kind of. They're like standing so far apart, like strangely far apart. There's no reason to be that far. So they're just like shouting at each other. And like it's weird. Anyways, that's the end of episode 5. I hope you enjoyed it. Next up is going to be the movie. Because it just works. Just watch the movie. Just watch the movie. Just watch the movie. Just watch the movie.